Okay, so let's talk about Smile. This is the latest film from Paramount, and this has been going on and on for a while now. This trailer, I feel like I've seen this trailer so many times, but the movie's finally here. So let's talk about what exactly happens in this movie, its ending, and all of that. Before we get into any of that, make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. We're about to hit 25K. Super exciting. We will do the giveaway. I'll probably do the video tomorrow, because I feel like by that time we should be at 25K, so stay tuned for that, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when that video does drop. But let's talk about Smile, which had its premiere over at Fantastic Fest, which I actually got a chance to go to. I didn't catch the movie at Fantastic Fest, however, but we will talk about all the other movies I did get a chance to see as well. I will have a review on one of them today, which is Piggy, and over the next couple of weeks I will have the other ones coming out as well, and we'll also talk about the endings for those movies and just the breakdowns we always do for sure, so make sure you're locked in here. But let's talk about Smile. So that was my best impersonation, trying to do that big smile there. They're like, I can't do it. But this movie basically follows a psychiatrist who one day gets a patient who is pretty much all over the place, talking about like, hey, I'm about to get got and I need your help. But ultimately the patient gets this big grin on their face and basically offs herself, and then that pretty much leads into this psychiatrist now having the curse that is the Smile curse. So as she tries to juggle between finding out what this means and what to do now, ultimately she finds the answer that this is a curse that keeps on going and is sort of passed on, and it gives you that It Follows vibes as well, or maybe the old like Truth or Dare type movies and stuff, which is something I thought about when I first saw the trailers for this movie. It gave me those vibes of those like Lucy Hale movies that would come out every now and then back in like 2017, 2016, I believe. But we're not going to talk about that all that today. Let's keep going with this movie. So ultimately she tracks down the person that she thinks could be one of the people that knows how this works, which is somebody who actually might have had the curse and at a point was able to break free from the curse. This man explains to her that the only way that the curse can be broken is if you commit a horrible act in front of somebody and they witness that, then it goes on to them. Otherwise, anytime that somebody goes up to you and you commit whatever the monster, the entity wants you to commit in front of somebody, it passes on to them. So the only way that you can like live and pass, you still have to pass on the curse basically. So she's basically wondering, what do I do now? And she even has the thoughts, and she's a psychiatrist, to do this to one of her patients in order for her to free herself from this curse. But by the end of it, she realizes, you know what? I can't do all of this. I need to get out and just go far away and just end the curse with myself. It doesn't pass on anymore. And ultimately, she does do this. And she goes to her old family home. And this is where she tries to confront the monster, but also confront her own thoughts and her own memories as well, because her mother actually was somebody who offed themselves, which led to a lot of this mental anguish that she's had for so long, and now she is finally being able to confront it. Her and the monster are battling it out as she tries to burn it as well. She goes with Joel, who was an old flame but could be a new flame now, and they pretty much are going to be happy now. Not so fast. It was all a hallucination from the monster, who still has her at the home and is trying to make her leave because they want this curse to be passed on, and if she doesn't leave, then this curse is just going to end right here. Ultimately, she does set herself on fire because of the monster, and then Joel makes it all the way here, which she never would have thought he was going to make it, because she just knew that nobody else might know about this place or try to be able to find it, because she just wanted to be alone in this house in order for her to be able to just pretty much let the monster and the curse like die with her. But now it seems that it's going to get passed on to Joel, because Joel was there at the time when it all happened. He witnessed this as well, so now he is going to get this curse. And yeah, it doesn't look good for Joel, and that's pretty much where the movie ends. So this was basically your movie where you have this curse. This curse cannot be passed down unless somebody else is viewing the horrific events that happen right before the curse is going to be passed on. And so the monster tries to sort of like take its victim in a gruesome, horrific way for somebody else to see as well, in order for them to keep going and this curse keep growing and growing. ultimately she wanted to get away from all of this. She wanted to do it in private so that nobody would be able to see any of this, and that way this curse would be over and done with. But Joel made it in time to witness it, so now he gets this curse on himself. And I think this is a very interesting film if you really try to break it down, dissect it, about trauma and sort of depression as well, how it's sort of something that people go through, and they have all of these like symptoms and all of this, and it sort of sometimes can be just like looked over by somebody else, but then when the time comes and maybe there's something that does happen, it sort of like this like depression and this sort of like feelings, they sort of pass on to that person that was closest or next to that person as well. And I think it really does go deep into all of that for sure, especially with all of the themes surrounding it. It is definitely a movie I feel a step above from a lot of the other Curse movies. Besides, it follows that it does have something deeper it's trying to say as well, and I really did appreciate the movie for doing that for sure. Overall, I think it definitely does deliver with having a very interesting take on the curses, storylines that we've seen so many times as well, with the visuals as well, and just giving us something that felt a little bit refreshing than what we might have been used to. Because when I was seeing the Smile trailer, I was very much so expecting something different. Like I said, I was expecting some Truth or Dare or something like that. This one went a little deeper, and it was a little bit more serious than I was expecting as well, because the trailer made it seem like it was going to go on some goofy route, but it completely did not. It went really, really deep, and it went really serious as well, which I think is great to see. So super excited to see more from this director. I think that they had done a movie called The Night House, which I've heard is really good. I watched the movie they did, The Ritual, which was good. So I'm excited to see what comes next from this director. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you've seen Smile, what did you think? What do you think about the ending as well? Pretty much, let's summarize it, that this ending is basically saying the curse is going to continue. There was no way that they were going to stop it, and now Joel is on the receiving end of the curse. How will it end? We'll see. Smile 2, probably. It depends on how much this makes at the box office, but I could definitely see this being a franchise that they would definitely want to get as much as they can from. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. But as always, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. As I said, we do have a ton of reviews from Fantastic Fest. We have about like 15 movies to review, so we're going to be doing those over the next couple of weeks, as well as start our Halloween series as well on the channel. This October 1st will be our first video. We're going to talk about found footage horror films, because I think it's a lost art that should come back. But anyways, as always, I'll see all of you next time. Make sure you subscribe, notification bell on. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Smile as well, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.